Good morning, Pantsers. It's Tuesday. My internet is out, and so I'm going to record this now, but I don't know when I will post it. So if it's late, that's why. So Nella requested that we have a theme week this week, and the theme is TV shows, favorite TV shows. I am perfectly willing to do this, although I am extremely bad at picking favorites of things, but I think all of us are bad at that, as we have talked about a bunch of times. I feel like I can't think of any TV shows in the entire world. I do most of my TV watching, not all, but most of my TV watching with my friend Brian. We hang out in my living room and drink tea and watch TV on the internet. We watch Once Upon a Time and Grimm. Grimm is filmed here in Portland, so that's kind of cool. If you are planning to start watching Grimm, if you don't already watch it, I definitely recommend that you give it at least a full season before you make up your mind about it, because I feel like it took them a really long time to kind of find their feet while they were writing it. What else? Elementary. We watch Elementary, which I like a lot, and bears no resemblance at all to the BBC Sherlock in any way. We watched Sleepy Hollow. It's only been on one season so far, but we liked it, and we're looking forward to it coming back. I'm very fond of dancing shows. I like to watch people dance. Watch Dancing with the Stars and So You Think You Can Dance. There are a bunch of shows that we used to watch that aren't on anymore. There was a British show called Spy, starring Darren Boyd, that only lasted 2 seasons. We watched that. We used to watch Misfits, which was awesome, obviously. At one point we were watching so many shows that it became hard to keep track of which things we had watched in a certain week and which things we hadn't, so I made a list and marked it off with dry erase marker, like so. That's not weird, right? And we watch Emma. We used to watch the Lizzie Bennet Diaries back when the Lizzie Bennet Diaries were still on. Speaking of which, apart from Emma Approved and Jane Eyre, which just ended, I also have just recently started watching Peter Pan and Wendy and Classic Alice, which I will put links to in the doobly-doo in case you guys haven't heard of them or haven't seen them, because they are both really good and they seem like things you guys might like. Peter Pan and Wendy stars the guy that played Ed in Welcome to Sanditon, so that's kind of neat. It's got a little bit of a nerd fighter feel there. I feel like there's so many things that I am missing out on talking about that I'm forgetting. I watch Supernatural like practically everybody else who has a Tumblr account. I still haven't watched season 9 at all. I recently watched Hannibal, as you guys will probably remember because I talked about it, I don't know, a few weeks ago. I like a lot of TV shows that are kind of obscure. I mean, not I don't purposely seek out things because they're obscure, but it just sort of happens that way. There's this TV show that I loved so much. It was called Remember When, and I think I probably mentioned it on here before. I feel like I have mentioned it on here before. It took place at a radio station in Pittsburgh in the 40s, and it was this really weird little period comedy sort of thing. It was written by Rupert Holmes, who is the guy who wrote the Pina Colada song, which is odd. And it was great, but it had a very small but very obsessive cultish following. It ran for several seasons. It ran 5 or 6 seasons, and then it got canceled. And they've never released it on DVD, and the fan base is still just as obsessive. I can't remember any TV shows in the history of the world. I have forgotten every TV show ever made. I bet you as soon as I finish making this video and finally get it uploaded, assuming that my internet ever comes back, as soon as that's all done, I'm going to remember 50 TV shows that I wanted to talk about. Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing the videos that you guys come up with this week, and I'm assuming that you will probably actually have things to talk about that make more sense than this video does. So I will see you next week, and don't forget to be awesome.